Hey, my loves. I was just live with this amazing being and mentor, Shayna, with whom I've been working with for a while. I'm in her membership, that is a somatic practice membership that has completely shifted my life. And we were talking about embodiments, and I feel so inspired that I just wanted to come back and just keep sharing about that a little bit more. And I want to share this especially for the people who are spiritually awake and energetically sensitive. And the message that I want to share with all of us is that we are not needed in the ethers. We are needed on earth. And let that just land for a moment. We are not needed in the ethers. We are needed on earth. If we were meant to be in the ethers, we would be there. If the highest way for us to be of service was to be in the ethers, we would be there. But we are actually here in these bodies. And that means this is the highest, most important place we could possibly be. This is how we can be of the greatest service to humanity. And this is where we get to experience this life as us, as humans. So I was sharing in the live with Shayna that I used to be very transcendental. I studied Buddhism and Tantra, and again, not the Tantra that most people nowadays talk about with sexuality. I mean transcendental, meditative Tantra. I've also studied philosophy very deeply. And so all of these concepts and all of these teachings are very transcendental, are very much about transcending the illusion, transcending the 3D, transcending the body. And also, there's a lot of mental energy that comes with going so deep into philosophy and transcendentalism. There's also a lot of energetic sensitivity and honestly also disassociation from this reality. And last year, my journey has been to ground back into my body. So I shared this for the very first time on the live with Shayna. And it's funny that it just came out. And I'm sharing that with you again now. Last year, I went through the opposite of a spiritual awakening. So, you know how people awaken to spirituality and to their spiritual gifts and like see that everything is an illusion and all of that, the spiritual awakening. I went to the opposite. So I make fun of it and I call it a spiritual disawakening or a human awakening. And one thing that happened last year was that all of a sudden, literally all of a sudden, I lost touch and contact with all energetic, sensitive, esoteric knowledge and abilities that I had. All my psychic gifts, all my energy work, like all of it just disappeared. My light language, my ability to hold energetic space for others, to read energy fields, to feel deeper into dimensions, to connect with other beings and stuff like that, it all disappeared out of nowhere. And I felt like a magician that lost her magic. I felt like all my spiritual powers disappeared and I was left alone with my human self. And that was the most terrifying experience that I've ever had in my life, because when you are awake, you cannot forget or unsee certain things, right? You cannot unsee what you have seen before. You cannot not feel what you have felt before. And so what happened for me was like all of that disappeared, but all the memories were still there. I still remembered what it was like to feel more, to connect with more. I remembered it, but I could not access it. And that was the scariest, most difficult, challenging period of my whole life. It was last year. And because of that, I went through many different experiences and many different challenges that brought me to different, I explored a lot, and I was looking for help and for support in many different opportunities and people, and I was trying to figure out what was going on with me, like how did all my energy, psychic ability stuff disappear, like what was going on, because I didn't know that that was possible. And it was really scary because I felt like I just landed on earth as this little Madalena me in this body, but without access to the magic and the energy. And so again, that was so scary. That was really terrifying. And I made a lot of different choices and many different changes in my life since then to reconnect back with myself. And nothing was working. I asked for help to so many of my spiritually awakened friends. I asked for help to a lot of people to see what was going on with me, like what could I do to bring myself back. And nothing at all worked. For many months, I was searching and looking and nothing was working. And I prayed a lot. I was also very disconnected, even with prayer. And I could not even meditate at that point because I would just go out of my body again and be stuck in the mental plane or in the astrals or whatever. And I couldn't associate back into my body and bring myself back. Again, this bursted from an experience that I had last year that was traumatic for my nervous system, and that all of a sudden made all these other things happen. So all my spiritual and psychic gifts shutting down at the same time. And after a while of looking and praying and like doing whatever I could to bring myself back, I found Shayna. I found this practice, these somatic embodiment practices of like shifting energy in the body and being in the body, listening to the body instead of transcending it. And that was the only thing that helped me. And I tried yoga. I couldn't even dance. I was going to the gym. Like, it was very overwhelming, like, to even make videos. Like, I stopped holding ceremonial space and doing activations and energy work for others and for myself. And if you check my YouTube channel from last year, I was in a very muggle and masculine energy of like, you need to take action, you need to do the thing whether you feel like it or not, because that's what helped me bring myself back. But it was also like it was me in a very muggle and masculine way, that it was also like very stressful for my nervous system. It was too much. And since I made this somatic work, I have been bringing myself back into my body and being able to record videos and show up online and receive back my intuition and my spiritual and psychic and multidimensional gifts in a way that feels grounded and that feels safe and that feels nurturing for my nervous system. So this has been the greatest shift in my life this far. So the greatest shift in my life was not having a spiritual awakening, was having this human awakening, and then this being so high in the spiritual, in the energetic, where I was so sensitive, you guys. It was so intense to like be in a restaurant, to go shopping, to be with people. Like everything felt so intense and overwhelming that I couldn't handle it in my body. And so I retrieved back into my little dragon cave and I went within. And all of a sudden I lost all access to all things energetic, to all things intuition. Like I lost complete access to all of it. And the beautiful journey has been this journey of integrating slowly back these gifts as I am grounded in my body, as I feel safe in my body. And it's so different. This has been the greatest shift and the biggest transformation ever, because now that I am coming back to feeling my intuition and to feeling my gifts and my abilities, now I can feel them in a very grounded way. And that is so different. So different. I can hold myself in different situations and not get lost in the spiritual realms, but stay very grounded and present as I do my energy work. And because of this transformation, this is now my favorite and most precious thing that I want to share with everyone else, especially with people who are spiritually awake and very energetically sensitive. Hey Parvati, so I was sharing that the way I grounded, and again I tried so many different things, and not even yoga or meditation or going to the gym was working. The only thing that worked for me was doing somatic embodiment practices. So doing practices that involve the body instead of transcending it. And so it's experiencing like a whole spectrum of emotions and being in one side of the spectrum and then shifting to the other and integrating both of them. So this is what embodiment means. And this is why this is now my favorite thing to incorporate in all my practices, in all my activations, whether it's an oracle card reading, a light language activation, a dragon activation, a guided meditation, a quantum energy session, coaching, mentorship. I now incorporate somatics and embodiment in all my offers, in all my services, because there's no point in being very spiritually activated and awake if we cannot hold ourselves in our human bodies. There's no point, because we cannot even help ourselves, so how can we help anyone else? And as I was sharing in the beginning of this life, if the highest capacity for us to be of service and to experience life was to be in the ethers, we would have stayed in the ethers. So if we are in these human bodies, maybe we're not supposed to transcend them, but maybe it's being in these bodies themselves that hold the greatest gift and the greatest way that we can serve humanity and also experience ourselves. Parvati, you can learn more about somatic embodiment with my mentor Shayna. And again, I'm also incorporating these experiences and these practices in everything that I offer. So this is something that from now on, it's a non-negotiable for me. So if you're doing mentorship with me, if you're doing coaching with me, if you're doing a light language activation with me, an oracle card reading with me, an Ankh healing session, like whatever it is, I'm incorporating this in everything that I do. Because again, there is no point in being very activated in one moment and then returning back to disassociation and hiding and fear the moment after. So as I was sharing also before, my birthday is on January 18th, and this Sunday, January 14th, I am hosting a dragon ceremony and a somatic embodiment dragon activation to celebrate my birthday and to invite all of you to celebrate with me and to give you this gift of somatic embodiments. And because it is the year of the dragon, this is going to be a dragon activation where we will move from an energy of fear and like a dragon in the cave that is hiding and that is afraid and scared and waiting for something to happen, and the dragon that is fully embodied in its power and flying and going around and being in its full expression. This is what I'm gonna guide us into. And so again, this activation is not just an activation to be had in the moment. The whole point of this activation is the integration and the embodiment of it afterwards. It's like, okay, we did this amazing activation and we felt so liberated and so powerful, but what do we do when the ceremony is over? Do we return back to the cave, or do we continue to stand in our power? Because having an energy session or a light language activation or whatever it is, and experiencing this massive shift and this massive change, and then not integrating it in our day-to-day lives, what's the point? There's no point in just experiencing these big activations or these big aha moments if we are not able to then ground and integrate them into our bodies, into our physical day-to-day realities. So this is the word that I am most passionate to share right now with all of you. And this has been the thing that made the biggest difference in my life, in my relationship with myself and with my body, and in my business. This is the key. This is the thing that ties everything together. And I recorded a YouTube video about this, but I haven't shared it yet. But you will find it on my YouTube channel soon. I'm sharing that my whole path and my codes are spirituality and self-development, and bringing that into entrepreneurship, because with spirituality we awaken all these things, but then we also need like a self-development, more grounded perspective to take some action and make some changes in our lives instead of just visualizing and meditating and whatever. And the entrepreneurship is where we bring the spirituality and the self-development into our business, our service offerings, into what we share with the world, is being of service in an embodied way. But for us to be embodied, the fourth key and the fourth code of this template that I feel is what I have to share is the somatic embodiment practices. Because if we are just in the spirituality but we are not able to build a business, we cannot help that many people, right? Because we don't have a platform, and like people cannot come to us for our healing services because we cannot hold the 3D side of having a business. This is why we need the self-development, which is our ability to discern what we can upgrade and shift in our habits, in our routines, and in our 3D things, like, again, creating a website, having a business, showing up on social media, and all these kinds of stuff, right? And then the embodiment is how we integrate all of this into our own beingness, right? Where our business is natural for us because it's who we are. The transformation we offer others is the transformation we have gone through ourselves. So it's so natural and easy for us to share that and to hold that space for others, because that's exactly where we have been and what we have shifted and transmuted within ourselves. And again, it's an ongoing journey to be embodied, to be in the body. It's who we are in every moment, and it's who we become day after day after day. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. And if you want to join us on the Somatic Embodiment Dragon activation this Sunday, January 14th, you can send me a DM with a dragon emoji, and I will send you the link to join us. It's free. It's my gift to you. And I'm really looking forward to it, because I'm going to share all of these things together into one ceremony. So again, it's going to be to celebrate my birthday and to celebrate the year of the dragon, and to really celebrate each one of us embodied in our power. So it's with so much love and so much reverence and so much care that I share this with you, and you are all invited to join. Again, it's free and it's online and it's on a Sunday, so it's very easy for everyone to join. You just need to send me a DM with the dragon emoji, and I will send you the link and all the details. And for now, this is all I wanted to share. Just sending everyone so much love and so much care. And if you want to work with me, and if what I'm sharing resonates, and if you are someone who has been very sensitive and spiritual and all of that, and you need to ground into your body and to become more embodied, and you feel that that's like something that's missing, then you can work with me and have coaching with me. And I can offer you all these different practices and exercises and tools to help you go through this transformation, so that you can really feel yourself in your body. And when you really feel yourself in your body, and this is what happened with me, your whole business shifts. Your whole reality starts to shift, because you feel different, and therefore you show up differently, and you can hold yourself in a much greater capacity than before. And because of that, you are also able to serve others in a whole other level. So I'm here for you if this is something that you want. The prices of my coaching and mentorship will also go exponentially up this year. So if you want to take advantage of the much lower prices at this point, you can book them now. And that's all for today. Sending you all so much love, and I will see you soon. Bless you.